Giannis Antetokounmpo just got traded to the Miami Heat. Looking at the bigger picture for the Miami Heat, where do I think they stack up against the Eastern Conference? And where do I think they'll finish next season? I honestly, so just out of respect for the Knicks, I think they should be looked at as the favorite. Then I'd probably put my Celtics second. And then, are they third or fourth? Okay. Knicks number one. I believe they're the favorite. Just won the championship. I owe them that respect. Two, I'm gonna put my Celtics. Despite all the uncertainty, I still believe in that team. Third, I'm gonna go to the Detroit Pistons. Fourth, I'd probably rank Miami just because of their starting lineup alone. Then fifth, maybe like the Pacers, but they'll probably prove me wrong in a year. So my bad, Pacers. And everything else from there is a toss-up. So being fourth in the Eastern Conference, that's definitely not a bad thing. They got rid of so many players to get Giannis, which understandably so, because they didn't have that one superstar piece like Boston did to do a one-for-one swap. So it did cost them a lot of their depth and a lot of just rotational players. They included Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Kel'el Ware, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but I know Yakachonis. And that's four rotation players. That's also their entire bench. So they have a starting lineup of Davion Mitchell. I'm hearing that Norman Powell might not be back because he's looking for a contract extension, and Bam and Giannis eat up a lot of that. And then Wiggins, I believe, is an unrestricted free agent. So they definitely need to at least get Wiggins back if they can't bring back Powell. If they could, what do I think they'll actually do? Are they going to want to retain Powell or Wiggins? I would want to keep Powell at least, just because Giannis and Bam are a great front court duo. Where does their offensive creation come from on the perimeter? They're great inside. Giannis, Bam, that is a one monster defensive duo and two offensive duo in the paint. But in terms of the perimeter play, like the three-point line, even just like a little mid-range, they don't have that. Norman Powell provides that. So I would look to try to at least keep Norman Powell, but that does mean you might have to let go of Andrew Wiggins unless he's willing to sign a team-friendly deal. I imagine he would, because I mean, it's Miami. It's a nice place to live. It's a nice place to play, and it's a good system. But when he first got there last year, he didn't look too happy to be there, and he looks like he missed Golden State pretty well. But that will be seen. I would personally try to re-sign Norman Powell, but maybe they look the other direction and say, we need to re-sign Andrew Wiggins. I think that would be the wrong move, not because Andrew Wiggins isn't good, but he really is just a 3-and-D guy at this point in his career, which is nothing wrong with that and exactly what they need. But they do need some offensive creation. Yeah, I for the longest time really thought that Giannis was going to be a Boston Celtic. Obviously, as a Celtic fan, I wasn't emotionally prepared to let go of Jaylen Brown, but that didn't happen. Sorry to make it about the Celtics, but I have to get this in here. I just don't know what the relationship status is between Jaylen Brown and the Celtics front office nowadays. Obviously, being in trade rumors now for a long period of your career, never great, but it is what it is. This came as a shock. The package to me came as a shock. I just didn't think Miami was actually going to do anything. Shout out to Pat Riley for actually doing something, but yeah, they need bench players. They've always been really good at finding diamonds in the rough in the draft, free agency, and everything like that. But they're definitely a contender, no question about it, off of Giannis alone. But they need other pieces. They need a ton of bench depth. They need shooters upon shooters upon shooters. Hopefully, some of them can play defense. Maybe they look at signing someone like Tim Hardaway Jr., who should be relatively cheap. He was a unrestricted free agent with the Nuggets last year. It's Miami finally got their superstar, but now it's about they got to put the right pieces around him. I'm really excited to see Bam and Giannis in the backcourt together, just as a defensive duo, because that's a monster to try to score on. Would I put them in the upper echelon of contenders like the Knicks? I can say Boston. No. But You try to tell me that one good matchup, and a few lucky breaks here, and you're telling me the Heat are in the conference finals again. I'm not gonna look at you crazy. They just have to be really, really smart about their contracts and who they sign, and making sure that who they sign fits with their team and their needs is the biggest thing. They need to freaking nail this offseason. If they get some shooters, if they get some guys who can handle the ball, initiate offense, create offense, I think they'll have a good offseason. It's just a matter of who is available for that. I can't think of players among that who fit all three categories. I can think of one player for each, and that's hard, but like someone like a Tim Hardaway Jr. could help them. So let's see what the Miami Heat do. Giannis is officially a Miami Heat.